Two bombshells just shook the NFL and have fans on high alert. The first is a bold move by the Raiders, betting on a name that used to terrify offenses, but who's been battling injuries non-stop. The second comes straight out of Detroit, where a young offensive star called his own year bad, despite putting up numbers most players only dream of. These are the latest updates every fan needs to know. If you're a true NFL fan, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a thing. Let's get into it. So here's the scoop. The Raiders snagged Jamal Adams, a player known for making big plays, if he can stay on the field. He's hit by injuries too often lately, but general manager John Spytek is crossing his fingers and leaning into the brilliance that made Adams a three-time Pro Bowler. Spytek dropped a hint on Raider Nation Radio that Adams won't be lurking deep like a traditional safety. Nah, he'll likely be hustling near the line of scrimmage, more like a hybrid linebacker. That fits right in with how Adams played under Pete Carroll with the Seahawks. Speaking of Seattle, Adams suited up in 34 games with Carroll, but injuries barged in. Remember his quad issue in the 2022 opener? That sidelined him most of the year. The next season was even shorter, just 9 games with Seattle, followed by brief stops in Tennessee and Detroit last year. Now Adams is heading into year 9. Yeah, he came in as the 6th overall pick back in 2017 with the Jets. The hope? If he can dodge the injury bug, he could bring that swagger back and supply the Raiders with both veteran oomph and explosive playmaking. Spytek's comments suggest Adams is penciled into the Week 1 clash with the Pats on Sept 7. You can bet he'll see plenty of preseason reps so the coaches can gauge how he's holding up physically. And let's not forget his peak. In 2020, he unleashed 9.5 sacks, the highest ever in a season by a DB. That kind of firepower is exactly what the Raiders are itching for. Spytek and the rest of the brass are banking that Adams can stay healthy and team up with Max Crosby to form a lethal duo on defense. And if you thought Jamal Adams' return was surprising, what's happening in Detroit could change how you see their entire offense. And it just dropped. Sam Laporta might call his 2024 season a down year, but if 726 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 60 catches is a slump, then the bar is sky high. That kind of production in a jam-packed Lions offense? That's not a drop-off, that's just scratching the surface for what this dude's cooking up in 2025. The 2023 second-round pick, yeah, one of those gems Detroit landed in the Goff for Stafford deal, isn't sweating the dip. In fact, he's doubling down on how perfect the setup is in Detroit, giving future prospects a big ol' reason to hope they land in Motown. Talking to Louis Steck on the Simple podcast, Laporta kept it real. He hit the jackpot walking into a stable organization, a veteran QB in Jared Goff, and an offensive genius in Ben Johnson dialing up plays. Add in tight ends coach Steve Hayden, who played over a decade in the league, and Dan Campbell's leadership, and you've got a recipe for a rookie explosion. Laporta himself admitted he's not even sure how it all clicked so fast. It just did. So if you're a college player eyeing that back half of the first round, or a seasoned vet checking out your next move, Laporta's message is loud and clear. Detroit's a damn good landing spot. Now sure, things are shifting a little this season. Johnson is gone, replaced by John Morton at OC. Hayden's out, Tyler Roll is in. But it doesn't sound like Laporta's sweating the new guys either. In fact, the early vibes around Morton's aggressive play calling are all positive. Just ask Jameson Williams. He's already loving the new energy, saying Morton attacking every aspect of the game, and praising how bold and intense his style is. That kind of mindset could be the key to unlocking an even bigger year for Laporta. Even though the receiver room is still stacked, with Morton at the helm and Laporta now a more seasoned pro, don't be surprised if he becomes an even bigger focal point. The Lions are aiming high this season, and Laporta looks ready to fly right along with them. If Jamal Adams can stay healthy, the Raiders might have found a real difference maker. And in Detroit, Laporta looks like he's just getting started. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what's next.